What's going on, y'all? AJ back at it again. We got the NFL free agency updates as far as today. We gonna get into it, man. They got me sick. I'm out here, with a little cold March, but it's all good because we got y'all covered. We gonna be able to go through everything, and kind of go through what's been changing as far as the NFL landscape. So, yeah, for me, like, I personally feel like, man, NFL landscape as far as every single free agency team sign players and they be overpaying. Let's be 100. Like they overpaying all the time. Like they never really getting like that value as far as like, for example, last year, one of my favorite players, Justin Fields, he went to the Jets. Okay, he goes to the Jets, gets 2 years of a contract. You know what I mean, and doesn't work out for him. So one example. I mean, again, just some things just don't always work out. It's not just the players, it's the coaches, it's the scheme, all of that stuff. So we gonna get it into today and like see why one of, as far as NFL free agency, even though my team did well last year, why it's probably one of those things that's kind of like teams just overbite on. So without further ado, we gonna get into it. So right here we got the Adam Schefter. You know what I mean? We up on X with Adam Schefter. One of the first things that broke was Trent McDuffie being traded. You know what I mean? He got traded from the Chiefs to the Rams. So being able to go through that, I think that's a good play for the Rams. They definitely needed corners. For the Chiefs, personally, they don't like to pay folks, and they got a lot of offensive players, so they looking to get younger at that position. So if you look at that, and again, like I said, go to Adam Schefter. He's gonna give y'all all the good updates. He ain't never lied on that one. And again, so you look at Alec Ingo, fullback. You know what I mean? He goes to the Chargers. Little light work, little light work. Chris Mann's hurt. You know, they ain't really. Steelers, Sante Samuel. You know, they re-signed him. What's the big splash? Tua. So when Tua got released from the Dolphins, you know what I mean? Tua went to the Falcons. So Tua being able to go to the Falcons is crazy. I'm gonna get in that in a little bit. We got Buster Brown staying in Jacksonville. And again, they said thank you, Tua. You know what I mean? Obviously, he was their franchise player. He wouldn't have gotten released if not for the concussion issues. I think Tua's a decent player, but again, just situation. Minka Fitzpatrick goes to the Jets. Jets, look out for them. They're retooling. They're trying to get a lot of different things through trade, I feel like, this year, instead of free agency, just because don't nobody want to go to the Jets. Let's be real. Rashawn Gary traded to the Cowboys for a late round pick. That was another one as far as trades. Again, all really Adam Schefter started breaking the trades first. Then after the trades, people were able to see what was going to happen as far as signing. So Tua got a Falcons deal, 1 year minimum. I think that's a good deal. I don't like it because Kevin Stefanski, everybody knows what happened with Shador last year. But when you really think about it, like Stefanski didn't really help that team. And him bringing this guy in for Michael Penix, like, come on. Like, you can't try to ruin a young quarterback. And if they actually ruin this offense with Drake London, Bijan Robinson, Michael Penix, like, they're going to be looking crazy. And I think that's probably what's going to happen. I really would like to see at least one good year, but ain't no telling with them. Kelsey gets his one year, you know what I mean? They don't want to let him go respectfully. Big ticket. So Alec Pierce gets paid. Like, this man is the second coming of Randy Moss. Like, come on, man. Like, Alec Pierce, you just got a huge deal. He's probably one of the highest paid receivers. Almost, what is that, about 30 something a year, close to. And that's just setting the market up for George Pickens, players like that really are going to need that next big paycheck. So again, teams that are sitting, they better figure it out. Alec Pierce, I mean, I would have loved him to go to the Patriots, but definitely one of them things is like, okay, you going to your new team or your same team, staying with your same team, you're going to be the number one option with Josh Downs, so we're going to see what happens with that. As we go forward, again, they're prioritizing Daniel Jones, as they say. Eric Stokes back with the Raiders. Raiders, just like the Jets, look out for them. They trying to rebuild. Kenneth Walker goes to the Chiefs. So obviously everybody knew the Chiefs were in the a pool for a running back. I still think they is, but obviously we know if they get love in the draft, it's gonna be a 1-2 punch. But we'll see how that goes because I definitely see them doing that still. Otten returns to the Tampa. Jalen Watson goes to the Rams. Again, the Rams are trying to get good at their secondary. We got Laramie Tunsil agreement with the Commanders. Steelers trade Michael Pittman Jr. I personally think that was an okay trade, but nothing really crazy. He ain't really been popping out. Malik Willis. This is as far as my Jets and Justin Fields reference. He goes to the Miami Dolphins. Now, this is a team that's rebuilding. Are they going to give him enough time to develop? I think he still needs to develop. He still has some growth. They don't really have too many weapons besides Jalen Waddle and Achane. Like, let's see what happens there. But Malik got paid. I just don't know if that's a good fit for him long term. Likely goes to the Giants with John Harbaugh. Think that's a good deal. I would have liked him to go to the Patriots, but hey. There's the contract numbers on Michael Pittman Jr. Then we got Jalen Phillips going to the Panthers. The Panthers is another team that were good last year, but they're actually retooling, so they're trying to get better. So just watch out for that. See if their money goes well. Again, Jets. Demario Davis goes back there. Gainwells goes to the Bucks. And then we see here we got Anzalone going to the Bucks. Again, the Bucks just trading some players out. Nothing really crazy there. Bears get Kobe Bryant. That's okay, I think. It helps the Bears defense. Jake Bailey goes to the Falcons. That's a good deal. And then as we go, Linderbaum goes to the Raiders. So him going to the Raiders is crazy in my opinion. Just because like really think of it, the Raiders needed a center. That's what happened. Their center got hurt last year. A lot of their O-line got hurt. But yeah, it's kind of crazy to see that. And then Lamar's obviously going to be needing a new center, and they don't even have a first-round pick. Tyler Algier goes to the Cardinals. I think that's huge. I think I heard something about something. Obviously, James Conner got hurt, but I think that might be a good a deal depending on his health. I think Algier is serviceable, and he's a good replacement if they look to move on from him. Travis Etienne goes to the Saints. He did say he didn't want to play outside, so he won't be playing outside. He'll be playing in a dome. Wandell goes to Tennessee with Brian Daboll. I think that's huge for Cam Ward. Jahan Dotson to the Falcons again. Just a small splash. Raiders again. Jalen Naylor. Raiders getting Jalen Naylor is cool. I personally always like Jalen Naylor. He's always that third option, always scoring. As far as for the Vikings, we'll see what they do to replace him. Mike Evans going to the Niners, 3-year deal, so he ain't retiring no time soon, y'all. That's what that says. And then basically, again, Mike Evans, I think that's huge, but we'll just have to see with his health. Because he is an older receiver at this point in his career. All right. Guard, Zion Johnson. Again, Chargers making small moves. A lot of the good teams are making small moves. Nothing really crazy. Broncos are losing a lot of guys. John Myers being one of them. And then if you go back down, Charlie Kolar goes to the Chargers. So, again, they replace their tight end with another tight end. They always do this every other year. Not surprised. Broncos did sign J.K. Dobbins. Again, Saints lose a couple players, so interested to see how the Saints rebuild losing some players. But they're trying to gain offensively. They really don't care about defense right now. From my perspective and seeing what they're doing. They lose Demario and so on. Okay, keep going. Brian Cook, safety, headed to the Bengals. That's a huge deal because they never spend money. Elton Jenkins released. Case Keenum, Chicago, not surprised. But Mafe with the Bengals. So the Bengals are trying to really get after the quarterback, be able to support Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and T Higgins because that offense is great, but that defense is terrible. So let's see if they'll be able to turn that around. Adafe Owe gets goes to the Commanders. Huge deal. Probably the biggest defensively. Again, overpaying because none of these guys were top 5 in their position as far as certain categories. So those are the compensatory picks. A lot of people getting compensatory picks. The way it works, the player leaves, you get one the following year. So that's kind of how that works. Low goes to the 49ers. Mac Jones, I don't know. I don't really like Valerian Lowe. He's been decent, but never really like popping out for you. That O-line just sucks with the Patriots in general as far as being able to protect the quarterback consistently. Tua, again, 1-year deal. Michael Penix, they're both left-handed, so being able to pass the ball, have the checks, be the same, everything be the same is huge. I think that's super cool. I actually thought Stefanski was going to go get Dylan Gabriel. Wouldn't be surprised if he still does. So, just a little thing because he does like left-handed quarterbacks apparently. Brees Hall, just commenting. Gardner Minshew, Cardinals, I think that's huge. They don't have a quarterback. Then we go to Illuminor, not really too much on that one again. Patriots, lineman, I'm not really a fan of. D. Alford, Alex Singleton, resign, huge. Pennington, Dulcich goes to Miami. He stays in Miami. Again, James Pierce Jr., he's out of the league. You ain't even got to worry about him. Quay Walker goes to Raiders again. Nakobe Dean goes to the Raiders, so they get that Georgia linebacking corps, and it is able to kind of rekindle that. Again, the Raiders are trying to redo some things. As you see, the Raiders additions, they got Linderbaum, Quay Walker, Nakobe Dean, Jalen Naylor, Kwity Paye, Eric Stokes, Malcolm Kunch, and they trade for Teron, I think it's Teron Armstead or Teron Johnson from the Bills. So yeah, pretty cool on that one there. Kenny Pickett goes to the Panthers. I think that's good for him. Rashid Shaheed gets re-signed. I think that's huge. ETN bids farewell. Again, not all things are going to stay the same. We got here Braxton Jones, Kendrick Bourne. This is one of the things I love Kendrick Bourne. He's a good Patriot. He's a good player. And hopefully he gets an opportunity in Arizona with them. Rondo Moore, unfortunately, rest in peace, passed away. But, just different things there going on receivers-wise. Harrison Jr., Michael, what's his name? I can't remember his name. He reminds me of the other Michael that they had years ago, though. But in the same, they got to figure that out with the quarterback. Cole Strange, Chargers, another Patriots lineman that got cut. Hopefully Kamara goes and does something. Again, Jaguars lose another guy to the Panthers. Their Patriots get Elijah Vera Tucker as long as he can stay healthy. I'm hoping for it. We need help on that line tremendously. Rico Dowdle goes to the Steelers, goes back with Mike McCarthy, who had him there in Dallas. So that's super cool. Let's see. Greg Newsome, Zane Gonzalez. I'm not gonna talk about a long snapper. And yeah, that was pretty much it as far as that goes. But yeah, I mean, and then let's refresh it to see if there's anything new. Just refresh real quick. Yeah, the Zane Gonzalez was the newest thing. And so as of right now, pretty much I would say that free agency has been a great, as far as like a great like setting for players to get paid. I think I'm all about players getting paid over anything. Like if players can get paid, I'm all for it. Being a player, being a being able to be in the sports management field. You know what I mean? It's super cool to see those fellow players that you might have went to school with, all that stuff get paid. Now, on the flip side of it, what happens with these players getting this bag? So when they get this bag, they're basically going to these new teams to prove it. But essentially, they earn this money. They're getting higher contracts because they play decent enough to test the free agent market. So that's what free agency is all about. I personally like it. I don't love it just because, again, you don't know if somebody's gonna fit a scheme, if they're gonna get injured. First snap, you never know with players signing in free agency. So personally, I love it, but they got me sick, man. I'm gonna go take care of my health, get me some, cough syrup, cough medicine, something like that. But without further ado, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, share, and tell me who your team should pick up in free agency if they haven't gotten them already. Oh man, free agency's got me sick. Peace.